Welcome to the Wild Enthusiasm for Living podcast. I am your host, Dr. Melissa Mann. Join me for conversations about possibilities and tools for having more joy, more play, and way more of you. What would it be like to wake up every day with a wild enthusiasm for living? Hello and welcome to the Wild Enthusiasm for Living podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Melissa Mann, and I am so excited to be here with you today. And today I wanted to talk to you about the energy of when you're asking for something from the universe and it's not showing up yet. And you're starting to get frustrated and going, okay, it's supposed to be on its way. So where is it? So if that relates to anybody in your world, please share this with them and invite them to this conversation. So I was playing with this a lot lately because in all the work that I do with clients, this is a topic that keeps coming up of I'm pulling tarot cards and I'm getting the energy of it's on its way, but where is it? And other people have said like, I know that like the thing I'm manifesting is coming, but I've been waiting forever. It's months and months and months, and I'm getting frustrated or I'm losing steam. So that's a topic that has come up for people a lot this week. And often when a topic comes up with lots of my clients, I know that that is something that is probably up in people's worlds in general. So it makes for a great podcast topic. So I did this manifesting series a couple episodes back. There were 4 different episodes. So if you haven't listened to those, please go back and listen to those. And you can still enjoy this without that. But that will give you some basis for when we talk about manifesting and some of the tools that I share when it comes to manifesting the life of your dreams, what you'd really love to have, and how to create it. So let's start with that. So one of the things that when people are waiting, right? They've asked for the universe for it. They've done everything else I've suggested. So we talked about regulating your nervous system and raising your frequency and changing your belief systems and visualizing the life that you're asking for, visualizing the thing that you are manifesting as though it is already true for you, and having that energy in your reality, in your body, and showing up in the world as if you already have it. And that brings that thing to you. The thing where people get frustrated and get stuck is they want an instantaneous thing. They're like, okay, I asked for it. Where is it? And what I often have to remind people of is it takes time. Not always. Sometimes something will show up the absolute next day. And other times it doesn't. Other times it actually takes some time for the universe to rearrange the molecules to create the thing that you're asking for. It doesn't mean that it's not happening or that it's not on its way. It might just take a minute for the universe to get there. And there are times when I have absolutely asked for something and it is manifested the next day. It is not to say that isn't possible. I just want to be clear that it depends on what you're asking for. Sometimes all the parts and pieces are already there and the universe is just waiting for you to ask. So it can be like, okay, here you go. But other times, what you're asking for actually requires moving parts. It requires certain people to do certain things. It requires the perfect house you're asking for to be put on the market. It's asking for that perfect partner that you know you're looking for to end their last relationship so that they can become available for you. There are certain things that might not be ready and waiting, that when you're asking for this thing to show up, it just is going to take a little bit more elbow grease, as they say, from the universe to bring that towards you. So what do you do when you're waiting? So the first thing that I tell people is relax. As soon as you go into need, as soon as you go into neediness of, but where is it? And I asked for it and it's not here yet. And I want it now, right? As soon as you go into that energy, that is actually a repellent that pushes the thing you want more away from you because you're now at a lower frequency. One of the things we've talked about is raising your frequency to have to match, to be a match for what you're asking for. So if you go into lack, neediness, and frustration, that all lowers your vibration, which isn't actually keeping you at a vibrational match that will bring that thing to you. So even if that energy comes up, you don't have to judge yourself. You don't have to make yourself wrong for it, but acknowledge that you're doing it and go, okay, what do I need to do to change this energy? Because this isn't actually creating the thing I'd like to create. So slow down, relax, be like, okay, what do I actually need to do or be or show up as that would help me to relax my nervous system and be a vibrational match for what I'm asking for? So maybe I need to go on more walks. Maybe I need to exercise. Maybe I need to do some breath work. What can I do to relax myself and to know that it exists? And maybe you even dive into the journaling. You dive into the visualization. You dive into the meditation of what it is you're asking for so that you start to remind yourself that it already exists in the universe. You are waiting to for the universe to rearrange the molecules, and as you move to meet that vibration, it brings you closer to it, so the universe has less work to do. So if you start to go into that lack, be like, okay, how can I meditate here on this? Or where can I use some EFT tapping? Where can I use some breathing techniques to allow myself to regulate, to slow down, and to start to really to trust you and to trust that the universe has your back, to trust that the universe is in the process of delivering the thing for you if it is indeed for your highest good. And sit back and chill for a little bit. So, anywhere you function from neediness, anywhere you function from, I have to have it now, anywhere you're functioning from intensity with it is not going to work for you. So, it's like if you're trying to hold sand in your hand, what works better? If you have an open palm and you just hold it lightly, or if you try to squeeze it where the sand moves through your fingers? We all know it works much better with an open hand. So that keep that in mind is you need to have your hand open to receive, not closed, because you go into closed, you're going into lack, not enough, it's not here yet, and that is the same energy as having a closed fist. But if you have an open hand, you're open to receive and you are relaxed, and that's the energy that the universe can deliver what you're asking for to. What else? Start to do things to just raise your vibe. And it isn't even like I'm raising my vibe so I can have the thing. It's just enjoy your life. If you are manifesting love, and this is a conversation I have with people quite a bit because people come in asking how they can find love, asking what they need to do energetically to shift their mindset, their energy, their frequency so that they can find love. A lot of it is about enjoying your life. Because if you're spending every day going, where is he? Where do I find him? Let me go to this bar. Let me go to this club. Let me go to this event so that I can find somebody, that almost never works. What works is you loving your life. And how do you love your life? You do things that light you up. You do things that are fun for you. Go to the classes, the workshops, the dinners with your friends, whatever it is for you. Go play your favorite, sport, things that you love to do. And that's whether you meet somebody in that place or not is irrelevant, because ultimately you're doing something that you love, which raises your vibration. So when you're being that, having that, you become a beacon of light. You become the light that things are drawn to, people are drawn to anyways. And whether it checks out or you like actually meet somebody at that thing you're doing or not, you might meet a person who knows a person who knows a person that creates something for you, or you're just in a good mood all the time and you start to walk it through the world in a high vibration, and then people are drawn to you everywhere you go, and you might just strike up a conversation with somebody that leads to love if that's what you're manifesting, to your next great job if that's what you're manifesting. You just talk to people because you're excited to be in the world and you're excited to talk to people, you're excited to share your light with the world. And then people are drawn to you and you're like, who you have to meet? This person. And that person opens 10 doors for you. Who knows? But You can't do it from that, right? You have to do it from showing up as you and having a great time and loving your life. And that's what actually helps to manifest the thing you're waiting for, and to get over the point of view that you're waiting for it, that you're like killing time until the thing gets here. Instead, you're just loving your life. And the thing, it's coming, and you know that it's coming. So you don't have to stress about it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to overthink about it. You know, it's just like if you order something from a coffee shop and you're like, hey, I'd like, my favorite coffee from Starbucks is a flat white. So, I know my flat white and my croissant is on its way, and I don't have to think anything about it. I know that it's on its way, and I'm not sitting there trying to distract myself till I get it. I'm just loving my life, knowing that I've already ordered and it's coming. Somebody is making it right now. Or if I'm fifth in line, then I will get it fifth in line, and it's fine. And I'm going to like love the conversation I'm in, love the work that I'm doing, love the book I'm reading, well knowing that the thing I ordered is on its way. It's the same thing when you put in an order with the universe, aka manifesting, and you just love your life instead of getting frustrated that you're still standing in line waiting for the thing to show up. So try that out. If you catch yourself in this, like, oh, where is it yet place, be like, okay, well, what can I do to love my life now instead of waiting for my life to show up, instead of waiting for love to show up, instead of waiting for the job to show up, waiting for the money to show up? Know that it's coming, but like, what can I do to love my life right now so that I can get out of that funk, so that I can raise my vibration and not be frustrated or mad or down or sad or all the weird shit we do when we've decided that it's not working. So that's the other thing. When you've decided that something isn't working, guess what? The universe is always listening. So if you're like, this doesn't work, this isn't working, it's never going to show up, it's not coming, the universe says your wish is my command. So if you have said it's not working, it's not coming, it's not showing up, it's not working, it's not showing up. So you have to get over that mindset. It's already on its way. Even if you're like, I've been waiting for 4 months for this, where is it? Instead, you're like, wow, this is taking a minute. Okay, cool. It must be really great. And the universe must have to rearrange a whole bunch of things for me to have this. I know it's on its way. So I'm just going to go about my business, love my life, know that it's coming, and keep going. The other thing is to start to look for signs. Look for when it's almost it, right? And you don't have to take the thing that's almost it. Please be aware of that. If something it shows up and it's not quite what you're asking for, it's okay to say, thank you. That is a lot of what I was looking for, but not quite it. So I'm passing on that. I'd still like something with that energy, but more of what I'm asking for, or all of what I'm asking for, ideally. So it is also okay to pass on things. If you're like, nope, no, that's not quite what I asked for. Just like if you get something you ordered and it's not quite what you asked for. You asked for an iced coffee and they give you the right coffee, but it's hot. It's okay to send it back and be like, no, I love this coffee, but I actually wanted it iced. That's okay. And so if you're asking for something from the universe and they're like, you get this thing that's not quite it, it's okay to be like, I'm going to pass, not quite, but thank you so much. And I'm still waiting. And allow yourself to have that space to value you and to not accept less than what you're asking for. And also acknowledge that that is a sign that is moving in the direction of what you're asking for. So when that shows up, be grateful and say, thank you so much, universe. I acknowledge that this is taking me closer to what it is that I'm asking for. And then look for signs everywhere, and they are there. Anytime you see a repeating number, right? 1111, 222, 333, 444, 555. Those are all signs from the universe, from angels, from your guides, letting you know you're on the right path. And you can look up individual angel numbers. If you see a 222 on a clock, I always am like, what does 222 mean? And I'll, look that up in my phone, or text my friend Suki, who I had on the podcast at one point, who's my numerologist friend. And, but you can do that, but acknowledge that those are all symbols and acknowledgments from the universe that you're on the right path. You can also notice things on the ground. Maybe you see a penny on the ground. That's a symbol. Maybe you see a feather. Maybe you see something that just catches your eye and it's different. Or maybe there is a license plate or a sign, a billboard that you see that has something that's significant to you on it, that has to do with the thing that you're asking for. Acknowledge. Those are all signs. Those are all symbols of letting you know, hey, it's on its way. We're in the process. We're working on it for you. Your guides are letting you know, like, hang tight, it's coming. And every time you see that, say thank you. Thank you so much for showing me this thing, for letting me know that my ask has not been forgotten, that you're in the process of creating it for me. I remember when I was in graduate school and we had to take the EPPP exam, which is the, oh man, exam of professional practice in psychology, I think is what that stands for. So basically it's, the exam we have to take to practice as a psychologist. And it's a really hard exam. And I remember I took it and you don't find out the results right away. You have to wait, like, I don't remember, 3 or 4 weeks. And I was an anxious mess after taking it, not knowing if I had passed, if I was going to have to take it again. And I just kept asking the universe to, like, show me a sign. And I finally saw a license plate that had the score on it that I needed to pass. And I was like, that. And I started crying. I was like, that's my sign. Thank you so much. And I think I found out like a day or two later that I had passed. And I was like, oh my God. But that's how I knew I remember that license plate because that was my sign going, relax. It's coming. You passed, before I ever got the notification. And I'm sure you can think of things like that in your life. Just the other day, I saw a license plate with my mom's name on it. And I was like, oh, thank you, Mom, for saying hi. I was so aware that it was her, just letting me know that she was there and she was watching. So obviously that wasn't in manifesting anything, but we get these signs and symbols from the universe all the time. And most of the time we overlook them. We decide they're just coincidence. We decide that they're not for us. We're making it up. Or making something too significant. No, like, allow it to be what it is and see it as like, okay, I know that while I'm waiting for this to show up, these are my signs that I'm on the right path. And thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels, for sending me these signs so that I know you're with me and I know that you're supporting me every step of the way. And have gratitude everywhere. Anywhere that you can have gratitude makes everything exponentialize. It makes everything show up faster. It's what gets you out of judgment. It's what gets you out of any kind of stuck space. If you are in a funk, what can I be grateful for right now? And look around you. What can you be grateful for right now? What is around you in your space that you can be grateful for? Sitting here in my office, I can be grateful for my pendulum and my Palo Santo sitting in front of me and my Oracle deck next to me, and that I get to work for myself as a therapist with those things on my desk without it being weird, because it doesn't matter, because it's a life I've created for myself. Those are silly little things that I can be grateful for. I can see the thermostat behind me and be grateful for the fact that I have air conditioning when it's 95 degrees out here in outside Chicago. I have water next to me. How grateful. I can find 100 things right now in this moment that I can be grateful for. And you can too. So even as you're listening to this, wherever you are, if you're driving, if you're sitting at home, if you're cooking with your AirPods in, whatever that is, find something in your room. Find 10 things in your space that you can be grateful for right now. That raises your vibration. That brings you closer to the thing that you're asking for every single day. And the more that you walk through the world with gratitude, the faster things show up and the more you don't really mind the journey. It doesn't have to show up right this second. If we got everything we wanted instantaneously, we wouldn't have the same excitement for it as it showed up. Shopping used to be fun. And now we have this world where everything is so instantaneous that we think of something, we have it at our fingertips, which is cool and convenient. I'm not complaining. It works for my life. And I remember having to go to the store to buy things and experiencing the world in a different way. Now we do a quick search online and add to cart, done. It'll be here in 4 hours. What a world we live in, except that we've now come to expect that kind of instantaneous result from everything, including the universe. And like I said, sometimes it does work that way. I've seen it happen. However, sometimes things need to shift quite a bit for the thing to work out for you. And you know what? When you get it, When the thing finally shows up and you're like, oh my gosh, it's arrived. This is the thing I've always wanted. And now I have it in front of you. You will be able to see why you had to wait. Whether you were ready yet or not, you may see I wasn't ready. If I would have been handed that thing right now, I would have sabotaged it. I would have thrown it in the garbage. I would have not acknowledged what I had in front of me. I had to wait. The universe was waiting on me to be a vibrational match for it. And sometimes you'll see it and be like, oh, they weren't ready. If it was another person, and however that's involved, it wasn't time yet. They were still in another relationship. They were still in some other thing. Job shows up. Well, they were still waiting to fire this person who I took over their job, or that person had put in, 6 months notice and they weren't willing to hire somebody this far out. And so I had to actually wait for that person to be a month out of leaving before they were willing to even post the job online so I could find it. There's all these things that when you finally have it, you'll see why you didn't have it sooner. And even though right now you might be like, but I don't get any of that. I don't know why I don't have it. I just want it. It's okay. First of all, it's okay. You don't have to make yourself wrong for being impatient, but just take a step back and be like, okay, if I didn't have to be impatient with this, what is the gift in the wait? What is the gift in the journey that I can hold on to here, that I can love my life, that I can enjoy things, that I can raise my vibration, that I can enjoy everything going on around me, that I can have gratitude for everything right now and know without a shadow of a doubt that it's already on its way. So I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here, supporting the Wild Enthusiasm for Living podcast. And it would be so amazing if you'd be willing to leave a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening to this on. When people leave reviews and people are willing to give ratings and all of that, it kicks it out into the universe in such a broader way so that more people can find it. And that helps me, that helps the world, and that's my target. So I would be so grateful if you would take the time to do that. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.